Good evening, ladies and gents. Welcome to a GameStar presentation. Tonight we have a game for number 4 on the Cybergamer Dota 2 Open Ladder. My name is Codblood, and I will be bringing this game to you by myself. So hopefully I'm up to the task. Normally I have Hawkspock here to carry me, but that will not be the case tonight. So we will be covering Codename versus Steel Gaming. Unfortunately, Codename did not chuck their name up or their picture, but alas, we will be getting into this. Steel Gaming currently at number 13, I do believe. I'll just quickly double check that. Yes, they are currently at number 13 on the CG ladder. Hoping to move up to number 4, so we'll have to see if they can manage to do it. We're already into the hero select, so we'll jump in and see what has been taken out. We can see Bounty Hunter and Timbersaw were the first bannouts by Steel Gaming. Nyx Assassin and Lifestealer on the other side, and very interestingly enough, they managed to get Lich, which we don't see picked up the most often. Of course, he is very strong in the solo lane as well as the support. A lot of that being due to the sacrifice that he's able to put out and steal XP. I might just... oh no, okay, my mic's on. I thought it might have been off. But there we go. So, and the Lone Druid will be the other pickup for Steel Gaming. We did see that in the scrim that we saw Steel Gaming in with Premi Agmini. And it was played very well by Tyrant X, I do believe. So we'll see him returning on that. Now, the Bounty Hunter and Timbersaw bans out. We may be seeing a Undying come out from Steel Gaming, as we know that Bloodlock is very good on that hero. And, of course, Timbersaw able to take down the zombies very, very quickly. So we'll have to see if that is what they decide to go for. Nyx Assassin and the Lifestealer bans out. Pretty common by Codename. Nyx Assassin, very strong support and does a lot of damage without items. Lifestealer, very strong carry. And the Elder Titan managed to get through. That's one that doesn't normally get through either. He has fantastic harass with the Astral Spirit, so we'll have to see if that ET goes into the solo lane or perhaps as a support. Nature's Prophet will be the next pickup by Codename, so some global pressure there. He is very annoying to go against. And the second round of bans... oh, I wanted to talk about Bounty Hunter. I was watching Na'Vi versus Alliance, and the casters were saying that Bounty Hunter, if he is at least a little bit good, you can never zone him away from experience. He'll always find a way to get that XP because of the Shadow Walk. You'll never be able to stop it. So I guess they don't want to be going up against that one. Rubik and Visage were the other bans out by Steel Gaming thus far, and the Outworld Devourer and Razor, the next bans out by Codename. Of course, both of them very strong mid heroes, and it's pretty obvious to see why they wanted to ban those out. They wanted the puck, which they did indeed manage to get. Reserve time's been called in by Steel Gaming. They grabbed themselves a Viper, which could be solo laning, could be the carry. We'll have to see what they decide to do with that. Dazzle and Puck were the pickups by Codename. Dazzle, I know that he has a heal, which is the Shadow Wave, and he can decrease armor by a massive amount, so he can make someone very, very squishy. I'm not sure what else he does, honestly. Cannot die under its protection, so there you go, you can make someone immune to death. That would be very handy. And Puck, of course, is very, very slippery, very difficult to lock him down, and of course he has some decent bursts. Dream Coil is a great initiation. I was playing with a Puck the other day, and he'd always jump in, chain everyone up, and of course, because this was people who only have 20 wins, they panicked and broke it on themselves, so he is very strong in the mid lane. And Leshrac will be the other pickup by the Steel Gaming guys. He has fantastic nuking ability, a lot of it AoE, of course, and he has something that can hit structures. Diabolic Edict is the one that can hit structures, so he is a very, very strong pusher. Wondering if Steel Gaming going to go for a pushing build, or if that was just in response to the Nature's Prophet. Very quick bans out now. We've got the Alchemist being banned out by Steel Gaming, so they were expecting some kind of farm heavy one. And Weaver, the ban out by Codename. Weaver, very, very annoying to go against, so not too surprised to see him taken out of the pool there. Phantom Lancer going to be the carry for the Codename guys, and Gyro will be the carry for Steel Gaming. So, Phantom Lancer is also known as Cancer Lancer. He's able to spread out through the map very, very quickly once he gets the doppelwalk going on. We're now into the game, so as the players will be heading out now, we'll go through who is where. On the Radiant side, it will be Codename, who are currently at number 4. We'll go through each of their players. So we have Scaramanga on the Elder Titan. We'll have to see where he goes. We have Rolo Tony Browntown on the Dazzle. We've got Wadey on the Puck. Nature's Prophet will be Thrillho, which I think that's meant to be from The Simpsons, where Millhouse gets that new game. He's like, my name is Thrillhouse. And that's all he can fit in. So hopefully that reference is right, because otherwise I'll look pretty silly. And Jigglypuff will be the Phantom Lancer. There is a 3-minute... Oh, hang on. I better say that to everyone. 3-minute delay.
What's with all the scribbling?
Okay, and Steel Gaming, we will have who are currently number 13, and they're going to be going for the number 4 spot. We have Bloodlock on the Leshrac. We have Bullvi on the Steel. Tyrant X is on the Lone Druid, like we thought. Will be Gyrocopter by Crestfallen, and rounding them out will be the Mid Viper by YYSM, which might be awesome. Not too sure. So we can see the wards have been placed down by Steel Gaming here. They're going to, oh no, sorry, that is Codename's wards. So they're going to be getting some vision on the top rune, as well as blocking out the medium camp up here, or it may indeed be the hard camp. And the bottom, actually it's the bottom rune that's going to spawn. It will be the illusion, and neither team going to have control of it for the time being. We'll have a look at the items. The Bear has a Quelling Blade for himself and Lone Druid, going with a sustainy build. Bullvi is going to pick up a Smoke of Deceit as well as a bit of sustain for himself. He probably got the Courier as well. And he's started off with the Sacrifice, not too surprising there. We can see Nature's Prophet has gone with the Gloves of Haste, so he wants to go straight for the Midas. He's actually going to be in the jungle here. He's got the Treant Skin. Going to be knocking off away at the Satires. Not too other crazy pickups in the items, so we will go to last hits. It will be Viper versus Puck in the mid lane, and I think that's a pretty decent matchup for Viper, at least early on, but it'll be a bit harder to catch up to Puck once he picks up all of that mobility that he possesses in the phase shift. We'll have to see if the Viper Strike will be able to lock him down long enough to be able to be DPS down there. We see an off-lane Elder Titan who will be played by Scaramanga, and of course he has some great power in the Astral Spirit. He's going to be able to steal some XP away from the camps that get pulled, and of course his team has blocked off the camp over here, which will make it harder for them to farm up. Bloodlock is just heading down potentially to throw a ward at the top part of the river, and he's started off with the Split Earth. As Gyro, who's played by Crestfallen, he's got the Rocket Barrage already, which is pretty good against the melee Elder Titan, but of course the Astral Spirit gives him some decent ranged ability. And at the bottom lane, we will have Bullvi on the Lich and Tyrant X on the Lone Druid. In the show match that we did of Steel Gaming, Bullvi played a very, very strong Crystal Maiden, so wouldn't be surprised to see him pick up the Tranquility Boots and make his icy presence known throughout the map. Tyrant X is a very skilled Lone Druid, so we'll have to see how he goes in the 2 versus 2. We've got the Phantom Lancer, who will be very annoying with all the clones that he's capable of producing, and he will be with Dazzle, who has gone with the Mantle of Intelligence just for a bit of the mana regen and mana pool. We've got Thrillhouse, or Thrillho, who has got himself the Illusion Rune. That's only going to increase his pushing power, as we have some images on the map being drawn by Scaramanga. We'll have to ignore that one. And looks like there is someone at the door. No, it looks like... okay, Viper did disconnect from the game. Hopefully he will be good in just a little bit. YYSM. As we wait for the game to resume here. So, we've got some very strong late game potential in the Codename lineup. We've got Puck, who is very annoying to deal with. Phantom Lancer, who has a huge damage output if you don't have something to deal with his illusions. Elder Titan, of course, cannot ever lose a lane, so they're looking pretty solid with him. And of course, Nature's Prophet going to be pushing all game long. For the Steel Gaming guys, they've got a decent late game as well. They've got Viper for the single target DPS. Going to be able to pump a lot out onto whoever he needs to. And of course, Gyro has some amazing AoE potential because of the flak cannon. He may be going for the Drums of Endurance early on, or maybe just a... what is that item called? The Wraith Band. I always forget that one. Of course, Lich, very good early on. He's going to be getting some decent XP not being in a trio lane. And the Lone Druid, he's very strong later on as well. So I'd have to give the mid-game advantage to Steel Gaming here. But late game, I don't know if they can keep up with Codename's composition. I mean, they've got late game with the Gyro and the Lone Druid. But I don't think it'll be enough, honestly, with... I mean, Phantom Lancer, he's very, very difficult to deal with if you don't have any way to dispel the illusions. I'm not sure if Lich Ultimate gets rid of them instantly. I don't think so, but of course they'll take increased damage. As the Leshak played by Bloodlock, that's going to be important to counter pushing against the Nature's Prophet, to stop him being able to push as easily. Sorry if there's dropped frames, guys. I'm not sure what that's about. Hopefully there's some people in the client who can hear though, which will be all good. And of course the VOD will be fine quality. As YYSM finally going to reconnect here. He's leading in the last hits at the moment, only followed by 2, so not too big of an advantage there. As the readies go out by Steel Gaming, they will now resume, as Bloodlock will be heading down potentially to ward out the top part of the river here. It is not a sentry ward. No, it is a sentry ward that has been placed down. Observer, sorry. Oh no, it is sentry. So he's going to be clearing out the runes there. The pings go down by, may have been Bloodlock who pinged that actually, just to say that there was a ward there, but no longer. As Jigglypuff on the Phantom Dancer with Rolo Tony Town going to be whacking away at the Spirit Bear here, who is a panda. As there was some denies out there. Dazzle going to be getting some damage down on the Tyrant X, who is taking a lot of it. Of course, he can sustain quite nicely, as Bullvi going to be stacking the ancient cams up here, because of course the bear means that you can solo those quite nicely, as Bloodlock will secure the regeneration rune up at the top, give him a little bit of his mana back. Ascara going to be using the Spirit here to get some harass down. Has plus 44 damage from that. We'll see if Bloodlock can start zoning him out a little, but of course Elder Titan, you're never going to be able to do that for long. As Thrill Ho, we have to keep in mind that you can have a Nature's Prophet joining in at any point all over the map. We are expecting him to give some help up to Scaramanga here, up at the top. As we can see, the sentry ward was placed by Bloodlock, and I believe the ward that was blocking the camp there will get taken out in the end. As Scaramanga going to be stunned up by the Leshak. That must have been the Split Earth. It was indeed. Homing Missile going to come down and whack him in the face. A lot of damage going down there. He does have 4 tangos though. We'll be able to heal that up, but nice work there as Tyrant X going to overtake the Elder Titan and the Nature's Prophet in the farm, which he will be pretty happy with, of course, as he's got a Orb of Venom on the bear, make him a little bit more annoying to deal with. Hasn't picked up too much for himself. A Shadow Wave going to go out, does damage and heals as it bounces around. YYSM going to get some damage down on the Puck, who does have his bottle now. No runes have respawned just yet. They will be very soon though, as we'll have another look at the farm. The Steel Gaming guys doing very well in all 3 lanes. They're currently winning. Viper doing a great job in the mid, 19 to 8, as the Wadey on the Puck is going to get phase shift out of one of the auto attacks there. Viper, he's leveling up the poison attack, which means he's going to have an impact early on, or he won't have the mana pool to sustain that one. It looks like Bolvi and Bloodlock doing a good job of securing the runes for both their teams here. We'll have to see who grabs it. Will be Bolvi on the Lich getting that one, so poor Wadey not able to get the refill for his bottle there. As Thrillo Going to be clearing out the jungle some more. Bullvi could potentially come in here. Jigglypuff going to take some damage. He is, of course, slowed by the Orb of Venom from the bear, but will just take the harass from Bullvi. As Power Tread's going to be finished up by YYSM, and I assume he will stick on agility most of that, as Crestfallen and Bloodlock going to be coming in here for some damage. Homing Missile is coming in, as Split Earth will go off, the missile will hit, and the Q Rocket Barrage from Crestfallen will pick up that first blood. That was very well done, as the Diabolic Edict was going off from Bloodlock there. We saw no response from Thrillho, who, well, fair enough, he is running quite low on the mana, so he wouldn't be able to do too much up here. So, well done to Steel Gaming to pick up that first blood. We could see some action in the mid lane here. Looks like Thrillho could potentially be coming in. He has been spotted now, so I don't think they can do much. He is only about 250 away from his Hand of Midas. Showcase view in free camera only. I'm not sure why it was saying that. So, Bullvi, he does have a TP scroll should he need to go somewhere else. Freezing slow, that would be the Nova going down onto Jigglypuff. It's not often that you see the Lich pick up, so we'll have to see if Bullvi still knows how to play him. He's, of course, a very awesome hero. As up at the top lane, what is this looking like? It is 25 to Crestfallen, only 17 to Skara, and we see the stun go off from the Split Earth. Crestfallen running forward, doing the Rocket Barrage. Will he end up falling? He does indeed. The last auto attack from Bloodlock picking that one up. So both Crestfallen and Bloodlock picking up a kill and an assist. Tranquil Boots going to be finished up by Jigglypuff here, which gives him a bit of regen should he go backwards. The bear going to be falling lower and lower. Will it get up here? It's taking periodic damage from Dazzle, but it will not be enough, as Wadey is having a very, very tough time in the mid here. Viper seems to be a pretty good counter to him. I wouldn't have thought it, but there you go. Viper Strike is available. We'll have to see if YYSM decides to get some roaming on and crippling whoever he jumps on. It's a bit hard on Jigglypuff because, of course, he can do the double walk and just stealth out of there. Dazzle is a little bit squishier, so wouldn't be surprised to see it go on him, but of course he does have the Shallow Grave, which would stop ganks right in its tracks, at least for a few seconds. So it's a bit hard for YYSM to roam around here. Natural Order going to be the skill progression by Scaramanga here, as he gets 47 bonus damage from that Spirit. As the Steel Gaming guys, they're being a little bit cautious. I guess they're worried about the Nature's Prophet and you know, his potential to pop up anywhere. So very smart by them. He's being forced to just farm it out. He does have his Hand of Midas now, as does Tyrant X on the Lone Druid. He's going to be picking up the last hits for himself. The Poison Touch goes off onto Tyrant X, but the Nova goes down onto Jigglypuff, who has himself a Gauntlet of Strength. Could be going for the Drums of Endurance, or at least a little bit of health from the what are they called? The other ones, the Braces. Okay, that's pretty simple. Rocket Barrage going to go off by Crestfallen up at the top lane. There's 43 last hits to Viper, 40 to Lone Druid, and 39 by Crestfallen. They're doing a fantastic job in the farming at the moment. Steel Gaming currently at 13th spot on the CG ladder. Going to be going for number 4 here. The pings go down by Bloodlock on the bottom part of the river. They're preparing once again to get some control of the runes. Wondering where it will spawn. It will be at the bottom lane. Regeneration rune will go off onto the Lich. Of course, he doesn't need that too badly. Sitting at 350 gold at the moment. He'll be looking to get his Trank Boots as soon as he can. Bracer has been completed by Jigglypuff here. What is the Lone Druid on? He's got the Hand of Midas, and he's got boots for his bear now. No boots for himself, but he's doing a very good job in the gold, as Homing Missile will go off on to Scaramanga here. Will end up hitting, doesn't do the most damage, as we'll have a look at the net worth. 3,600 for both Gyro and Viper, 3,200, almost, yeah, 3,300 for the Lone Druid. So, things looking very good for the late game of Steel Gaming, as the puck will be coming in here. Dream Coil is on Tyrant X. He's waiting for the coil to break before he goes away. He doesn't want to get stunned up, but Jigglypuff will pick that up with the Spirit Lance there, as Thrillho was even there in the end to assist with that. So, very well done by Codename guys to pick up a kill on the Lone Druid. That will definitely slow him down, but of course, He didn't even pop the Midas, so he's not saving time on that one. We'll have a look at the net worth of the team. Still very heavily in Steel Gaming's favour. They just down from 3,000 because of that one. The XP just under 2,000, so they're definitely looking in the lead here. And they've got the late game potential of Crestfallen on the gyro. I'd like to see YYSM do some more. He's doing a good job of zoning the puck in the mid, but he just let him roam to bot without doing too much about it. Like, there's not that much damage on the tower. As the fortification will go off to stop the push up at the top lane, missile will go off on Scaramanga there, and the bottom tower looking fairly healthy as well. So glyph of fortification just being used to keep the top tower alive as long as possible. Rolo, Tony, Browntown going to take some harass back there. There's Jigglypuff. We'll be trying to pick up the CS that he can. Bullvi getting all the runes in this game so far, as Rolo, Tony, Browntown gonna try and get some harassed in. He does get the poison touch off, as I assume Bullvi wants to run up to Jigglypuff and get the Nova down on him. So, of course, Phantom Lancer pretty good against Lich, as his illusion's going to be absorbing a lot of the Chain Frost hits. We'll have to see how effective that is, as YYSM going to continue pushing this mid lane, as Wadey is down at the bot. The Mia pings go out by YYSM, so they Radiant's know that puck is missing. The mid tier 1 in the mid lane is going to fall to about half of its hit points left. The top one had about 3/4 of its health. As YYSM going to continue farming out here. He's at the 70 last hits to the 16 of Wadey, so Wadey not doing very good at all in the farm. He did go bot though. He didn't get the kill, but he did help out quite a lot. Rolo, Tony, Browntown going to take some damage to Tyrant X. Bullvi going to TP over to the mid lane. Looks like another teleport going to be going off, as Wadey takes a Chain Frost to the face and ends up falling both the supports in the mid here, as we missed an engage from YYSN. That may have been a 2v1 that got turned around by some very quick thinking from Steel Gaming supports. The mid tower will be falling. Thrillhouse not going to be able to do anything about that one. And this definitely frees YYSM up to go around. Looks like he will be going for the Yash. It could be going for the Mantis style, which I would assume. I think you normally see Shadow Blades picked up by Vipers first, but he's confident enough to go into the Mantis style first. Trank Boots going to be finished up by Tyrant X. They are on him, not the Bear. The Bear has his own boots. As we can see YYSM heading on up to the top lane to get some damage in onto Skara, who has the boots and the magic wand. Viper Strike, I don't think it was used there. No, it was on cooldown from the mid fight. The top rune going to spawn here, it is Illusions. We'll have to see if Steel Gaming can go grab that one. I don't think there's any vision of it. There is vision by the red team, that is Steel Gaming. Looks like down at the bottom lane we missed a kill by both of them on to the Dazzle, who did end up going down. No, it looks like he was too to get any of his cooldowns off. So, very unfortunate there. Steel Gaming with a 4-1 lead, as Spirit doing a lot of damage to Crestfallen and Bloodlock, but they don't care. The top tower will end up falling. Viper gets the last hit on that one. So that is 2 towers down for Codename at the moment. Thrillhouse is down at the bottom with his Treants. He's actually leveled the teleportation first to make himself as mobile as possible. He's got the phase boots in the hand of Midas, so his pushing is going to start becoming very strong. YYSM is now down at the bottom lane. We can see that Bloodlock has drawn a line down here. He'll be trying to come down. The illusion rune was activated by Puck to get some pushing going on. Bottom tower still at 2/3 of its health remaining, despite there being 4 members of the enemy team there. Crestfallen B finally has the edge in the in the last hits. Going to pick up that lead. He's gone for the Mithril Hammer, which tells me he wants a Black King bar. Looks like Phase Boot's going to be finished by the Polar Bear there, as he runs forward, finds Wadey and Rolo Tony Browntown, which is a nice perk of the Lone Druid, able to scout out with something that he's able to resummon. He's in the Druid form at the moment, and he does have the Tranquil Boots, which makes him very, very fast. Pings going off by Crestfallen, or they may have been by Bloodlock, but they're up near him. Skara picking up some CS here, as a Puck going to bottle an invisibility rune for himself. Will we see an engage on the Dazzle here? He pop the Shallow Grave on himself? No, the Nature's Prophet ult going to go off, not do too much, and Tyrant X will pick that one. Maybe you can't use Shallow Grave on yourself. An ally blessed, okay. So he can't use it on himself. Sorry guys, I haven't actually seen him before.
Top tower's hurting.
Okay, I'll try and keep the mic in game working a little bit better. As we can see that Scaramanga going to be headed down on the Elder Titan, as the push going to be going on at the bottom lane by Steel Gaming, doing a very good job of pushing. It looks like Dream Coil will go off by Puck. He will phase himself out. The Elder Titan ultimate will go off, falling lower and lower. It's currently a 3-for-1 triple kill for YYSM, and Bullvi going to pick one up with the Chain Frost, the only one falling. Bloodlock, as Crestfallen was not even involved in that fight at all. Very well done there, as Mentastai will be finished up by YYSM after that triple kill, and he could potentially go for, he's got 600, he could try and go for the Shadow Blade next, as Crestfallen gets the push on. He still has the Mithril Hammer, he's got the Helm of the Dominator, he's got enough for the Giants Club if he decided to go the Black King Bar route. All of the tier 1s are gone for Codename now. They're going to have to definitely rely on the Nature's Prophet, who's picked up his Shadow Amulet. Definitely wants to go for the Blade himself. Crestfallen going to be farming up here. Rolo, Tony Browntown running around the tier 2 up at the top. You can see Skara down at the bottom, doesn't have any points in the Echo Stomp just yet, as Tyrant X will come across him. Will he just try and run out? He will indeed. The Bear going to do a little bit of poking and then back off, as Bullvi has got the Trank Boots for himself, also has 2,000 gold, so we could see perhaps a Force Staff or Aghanim Scepter or something, as Haste Rune will be picked up, oh, not picked up, sorry, it will spawn at the top part of the river. We can see Bloodlock going to be jumping onto Rolo, Tony Browntown. He gets a Shallow Grave on himself. Going to be falling to the poison damage of YYSM. They're very well done by Steel Gaming. Looks like they will be going from 13 to 4. With the way things are playing out, there are 2 wards at the bottom part here. Crestfallen just going absolutely crazy on the farm. He's almost got enough for the Black King bar, so he'll be completely immune to the Puck and the Elder Titan, which will be great for him. Tyrant X going to be picking up all this farm at the top. We can see the courier is a I think that's a penguin. Yeah, it is a penguin with the balloons. Haystring going to be picked up by YYSM, going to be sprinting around, has Viper Strike up in a little while. Looks like he's going to be going for his own Black King bar. The push going on up at the top lane by Steel Gaming. The Codename guys completely out of position to deal with this one. Crestfallen going to be annihilating the Ancient Camps here. I think that's at least a triple stack, if not a quadra, so tons of damage coming out. It looks like the Elder Titan, played by Scaramanga, going to be running up here. Bullvi, he has the Chain Frost available. Call down goes out from the gyrocopter. Oh, Split Earth will pick that one up, but he will end up falling. Crestfallen going to be coiled up by the Puck, and Jigglypuff will pick that one up. So very well done by Codename, interrupting that ancient stack, and they will pick it up for themselves here, as the rest of Steel Gaming over at the mid lane. A lot of XP going to be picked up here by the Codename guys. Very well done interjecting on that one. The pings go out from Bloodlock, saying that Dazzle is up there. Going to continue the push on. What is the Lone Druid on? He's got the Cloak, and he has a Gloves of Haste and a Mithril Hammer up. So Black King bars all across the board for Steel Gaming here. The Glyph Fortification not going to be used just yet, as the Manta Style will be popped by Viper, smashing away this bottom tower. Mechanism will be used to let the Bear get as much as he can. He will be sleeped up there, as Puck does not jump forward there. Jigglypuff going to be coming in from behind, does not manage to get much damage down. I think that may have been an illusion he was on, actually, as the Bear barely survives. The Mechanism armor keeping it alive just in time. The Weave armor went down on to Tyrant X and his Bear. They will not be able to get much from it though, as YYSM has been caught out. He has been surrounded by trees, doesn't manage to get a kill on, as oh, I thought the Nature's Prophet ult got that one, but Elder Titan will last hit it. And Codename doing everything they can to try and come back attack at the moment. Mid tower for Steel Gaming going to be taken down lower and lower. There's a huge army of Treants. Dazzle going to chuck out the Shadow Word. Glue for fortification used. Teleport comes in, and Bloodlock will be able to save that one. Split Earth ends up missing, but the tower is successfully defended. Not a single piece of infrastructure has gone down for Steel Gaming. And I mean, the lowest the towers are at is the mid, which is at about 2/5 of its health, and still looking like it will survive. As Jigglypuff going to be farming down here. He's got the Blade of Alacrity, so we could see him go into a Diffusal Blade. That's what I would guess. Of course, all of his illusions proc that damage. Wouldn't be surprised to see that one at all. What other items are we at? We have the Shadow Blade for the Nature's Prophet. Mid-tower, good for fortification, goes out. I don't think this one will manage to stay up, though, although there are a lot of members of Codename. They will not hold on to that one, so well done by Steel to push that one forward. Dazzle is moving closer and closer to his mech. The Elder Titan has got a Ring of Health for himself. Could be going for, I think, a Vanguard, or perhaps the Hood of Defiance. I would personally go Vanguard. He probably is going to be doing that as well. We see Bloodlock is guarding the double damage rune here. They would definitely want to get that onto Crestfallen. It does indeed proc on his flak cannon. Jigglypuff, he does have another Blade of Alacrity, so it looks like Diffusal Blade will be the one that he picks up. There's 500 gold on Scaramanga on the Elder Titan. The Earth Splitter, I thought it was Split Earth, but Earth Splitter does a massive amount of damage, so he's been aiming that very well. We saw a fight over this way where he did a heck of a lot. So we can see the bear going to teleport back to Tyrant X. The cloak still staying on him. Dyer's bottom tower getting the business apparently. It is falling lower and lower, but Tyrant X will intervene in time to stop that going down. The ward coverage for both teams looking pretty good. And actually, I didn't notice this. Crestfallen going to be going for Roche with Bloodlock right next to him. Of course, I mean, when you're this built on the gyrocopter, there's not a lot that Roshan can do, particularly with the Helm of the Dominator. As Bullvi going to chuck up the Frost Armor there, and I don't think the Codename guys are aware of this one. So they will be picking this one up for free. Crestfallen starting to fall a bit lower. Nature's Prophet ult will go off and hit them. I thought that only hits things that they can see. The pings going off from Codename, but it is too late. The Aegis will go over to Crestfallen on the gyro. Arcane Boots finished up by Bloodlock. He'll be happy with that one. As the push is going on down at the bottom lane here, Tyrant X has lost quite a lot of his health and all of his mana, but he will be saved by his allies. As Thrillhouse going to be headed up to the top lane. He's applying that pressure that we know Nature's Prophet can. Wadey is at 2100 gold. I think he wants to try and get his Blink Dagger. He was shut down very early on by YYSM. He's starting to catch back up now. So we can see the teleport goes out by Bullvi to defend the top tower. Ultimate Orb has been picked up. We can assume that's for a Scythe of Vise. The Deny goes off on the top. That is the first Steel Gaming structure to go down. The mid one not looking the healthiest. Neither is the bottom one. So Scaramanga could go for that. The bottom tower, bottom tier 2 for Codename going to fall lower and lower. Blink Dagger finished up by Puck. Hood of Defiance picked up by Scaramanga. We can assume that's what's going to be going on to Tyrant X as well. He's actually got a Mithril Hammer, so he will be wanting to pick up a BKB for himself. Maelstrom was actually the pickup on the Spirit Bear. I thought it might have been BKB for himself, but it definitely makes sense. I mean, the Spirit Bear's going to be ignored in the fights largely, so I'll be able to get those procs off a lot. Observer ward on to Bullvi here. Pings going off by Bloodlock, probably telling him to drop a ward, which is indeed what he does. Where is the Nature's Prophet at? He's in the base. He does have his teleport available as well as his ultimate. The bottom tower definitely going to be falling here. There's not a lot they can do about that. Wadey going to be porting himself out. As Thrillhouse is not... He's up at the top, so getting the push going on. Spirit going to be doing some damage. It looks like a Maelstrom going to be picked up for the Lone Druid as well, so tons of lightning going around. The teleport back to the base by Bloodlock. The top tower, yes, it will be teleported too. I thought it may not be defended, but YYSM is there to pick it all up. He does have the Mithril Hammer, so after this wave, he could probably get pretty close to his Black King bar. As the rest of Steel Gaming going to back off after picking up the tier 2. There is no structures outside the base remaining for Codename here. So Steel Gaming doing a fantastic job of applying the pressure early on. And we'll have to see if they can continue to apply that pressure. We'll have a look at that team. They've got decent pushing potential. Both YYSM and Crestfallen going to shred towers apart should they be allowed to reach them. The Lone Druid and his partner going to do a lot as well. And of course, between Leshrak and Lich, there's a lot of incentive not to get close to them. So it's going to be down to how they deal with the Nature's Prophet. Which they're doing a decent job of so far. They've only managed to get one tower down, the codename guys. So, if they can use that, the counter push potential that they have, they will be absolutely fine here. As Puck are going to activate a haste rune. I'm not sure where he is at the moment. There he is. He's in the jungle. Tyrant X will manage to get out quite easily. Sorrel's going to pop his Shadow Blade, but they will not be able to find Tyrant X, as the entirety of Steel Gaming, apart from Tyrant X, going to be pushing up at the top here. As Tyrant X running forward, the Puck going to be teleported on as silence goes off by Puck. Dream Coil gets popped as well. Tyrant X just wasting time till it pops. They cannot do anything to him at the moment, as I have Dazzle coming up as well. I still don't think they're going to be able to take him down, as Puck will be not teleporting to the other side. The Dazzle Weave going to be popped down here. The Bear falling lower and lower. Tyrant X doing a lot of damage. He doesn't have any type of lifesteal. He's going to try and TP out, but it will not be enough. He does end up falling to Thrill House on the Nature's Prophet. He'll be very happy with that one. But meanwhile, the top tower is going to get demolished here by everything that they have available. Split Earth, I don't think it was used there, but or Lich ulti going to go off. There's a lot of damage to Thrill House, as Jigglypuff going to take a gyro missile to the face. Bloodlock falling lower and lower. Face Boots finished by Dazzle. Black King Bar finished by the Viper, as Gyro going to be dropped, but of course he does have the Aegis, which he'll come back up with full health and mana. That was not far away from respawning, as cooldown missile going to go off, does a huge amount of damage to Dazzle, and will he manage to get out? No, he does not. Scar going to pick that one up. Double kill for the Elder Titan. Bullvi going to run up with an auto hit and take down the Elder Titan there. Thrill House going to teleport forward, drop the Ring of Trees, and that is an ace for the codename guys, with only a couple of their members remaining, but a successful defense when all is said and done, so very well done there. Thrill House going to, he's picked himself up an ultimate orb. We could see that go into Lincoln's Sphere, or perhaps the Eye of Skadi. I'll have to see what he decides to go for. Lincoln's Sphere, probably a pretty decent pick against the double supports of Steel Gaming. Jigglypuff going to continue pushing up. He's got the Drum of Endurance and his Diffusal Blade, which is at level 1. He's still got 7 procs on that. Of course, it does Purge and do a massive slow. Smoke of Seat going to be picked up by Bullvi on the Lich. Roshan is a little while from spawning. We can see Bloodlock and Tyrant X down at the bottom lane, just picking up some gold for themselves. Mechanism has been finished by Bloodlock, and he gets himself a Drums of Endurance as well. Mechanism going to be finished by the Elder Titan, who is played by Scaramanga. The entirety of Steel Gaming hanging around the Ancients here. They might be thinking Roshan is up soon, as Nature's Prophet going to be a pain up at the top. There's actually Jigglypuff too, so between the Treant army and the Cancer Lancer clones, there's a lot of pushing potential here. Will the teleports go off? Now it looks like Steel Gaming going to do the long hike over, as the top tower going to be falling lower and lower. There is a regen rune at the top part of the river. Treant's going to be doing damage. Teleport goes off from Thrill House, and Jigglypuff going to double walk his way out. So well done by the codename guys to get themselves a little bit of distance and force Steel Gaming to go back there, as Thrill House just going to continue his push. He does have the Mystic Staff. What does that go into? The Scythe of Vice, obviously. That's actually probably a lot better than the other ones he was going to go for, giving him some hard CC. Means he'll be a little bit more relevant in the fights. Wadey bottles himself a regen room. He may run straight into the enemy team, who are smoked up here, although Tyrant X and the Bear were not stealthed. The Jigglypuff going to be running out of there with the double walk. The Frost Blast goes off from Lich to take that illusion down. Scythe of Vice has been completed by Lich. Dire's bottom tower is falling lower and lower. Teleport goes off. Will it be enough to save Bloodlock? Will he be able to get it down? No. It will fall to the treants in the end. Very well done by Codename there. As Thrillhouse going to be teleporting up top, continuing to be a massive pain. Looks like Steel Gaming going to try and deal with him. Wadey going to pop the regen rune there. So what does he have for himself? He still only has the Blink Dagger and the Boots of Speed. We see Ultimate Orb being picked up by Jigglypuff. It is on the chicken at the moment. Leshrac, he has some town portal scrolls. Isn't the most rich. Arcane Boots going to be followed up by Wadey there. YYSM, he's got the Black King bar. I'm not sure what he could go for next. We can see that the Gyro has the Yasha, so it could be going for the Manta style. Roshan is up in just a little bit of time, apparently, as I believe when it reaches 2 and a bit minutes, it will respawn. Steel Gaming going to be applying the pressure up the top. They want to try and stop that Nature's Prophet, as Scaramanga going to be taking out the Ancient Black Dragon. Wadey is going to pop the jump and gets a lot of farm going on there. Thrillhouse continuing to be a pain down at the bottom, as Gemma Trueside has been picked up by Tyrant X. Very smart there, going to stop the Shadow Blade disengage from Thrillhouse, and of course the Doppelwalk from the Cancer Lancer, who will be going for his Manta style very soon, I believe, as the push up the top by Steel Gaming going to continue going off. Nature's Prophet going to TP in here, going to Shadow Blade his way forward. There is a sentry ward though, so they have to be very careful. Roche up in 45 seconds as Tyrant X going to continue pushing out the bottom lane here. The mid lane pushing very nicely for Codename, but this is the only lane they're alright in at the moment. The attentions of them going to be split up here, as Tyrant X going to assume his true form. Pipe of Insight going to be finished up by the Elder Titan. That will be go a long way in stopping the AoE potential of the Gyro Lich Leshrac. Okay, we can see Bolvi has the Sentry Ward. It's going to be very important with countering this stealth. Roshan is very close to respawning, and I assume Steel Gaming are well aware of that. Looks like they are taking out all the wards surrounding it. This could be a big opportunity for Codename to try and get back in the game. They have a lot of mobility with the puck. They could try and swoop in and take it, but in a straight-up team fight, I don't think they can take Steel Gaming at this point. Roshan going to be falling very, very fast, and Codename definitely not going to be there in time to finish that one off. So Mechanism will be going off here, and he's falling lower and lower. Roshan will get finished off, and Aegis will go over to Crestfallen on the Gyro. Rollo Tony Browntown was trying to get some vision. He does manage to get a ward up on the bottom part of the river, but will not be enough. Vlad's going to be finished up by Lone Druid. I assume that one would go onto the actual bear. Not sure where the bear is at the moment, to be honest with you. Looks like he's gone for a bit of a ride, and I think the Codename guys, they realise they've got to try and split push this one out. They can't fight at the moment, but Steel Gaming going to go straight for the Jugular. The Glyph of Fortification is available for Codename, but the push going on here actually gets stopped up quite a bit by the Elder Titan. The sleep goes off on to Bloodlock. Oh, Wadey going to be jumping in. He gets the coil off. Bloodlock going to be falling there as the Nature's Fury goes off. Call down missile. Not going to be doing too much, but the Lich ulti will take Dazzle low enough for a bear auto attack to take him down. It is 1-for-1 at the moment with Thrillhouse sprinting his way through. Will Wadey be jumping in here? No, he does not, as the Dire's top tower is gone, apparently. With the fortification going off, I don't think this one can be saved. Tier 3 finally goes down. It took them a while, but they did get it. Crestfallen going to be falling lower and lower, but of course he does have the Aegis. Tyrant X fairly tanky. Will they be able to take him down? They do indeed. Crestfallen going to be jumping up. Bullvi going to fall lower and lower. YYSM going to bail. Bullvi will eventually fall to Wadey as Crestfallen forced out of there with his Black King bar popped. Jigglypuff, will he get the spear off in time? No. We can see YYSM going to get out in time, as does Crestfallen. So for, I think, Leshrac and Lich were the only ones to fall there in exchange for the tier 3 and a couple of codenames live. So, well done. They finally managed to crack that one. The racks are wide open. They've got a lot of sentry wards along the top here. So they're probably looking to take the tier 3 at the top next. Crestfallen's Aegis did get popped. He does have the Manta style now. He has another 1500. We'll have to see what he decides to go for. Of course, they do need a Gem of True Sight with the enemy team there against. Bloodlock going to be clearing out the bottom lane here. As Thrillhouse, he's got 4,300, so he's definitely saving some for buyback. But he's going to look to pick up a item, maybe the Orchid Malevolence or something similar would be a good item decision by him. So we can see Tyrant X is at 85 gold himself. Where is the bear? We'll have to wait for him to come back up to see what he has. Leshrac has picked himself up a Perseverance. Puck going to activate an invisibility rune. That is Wadey. He's got 2,000 gold himself. So we'll have to see what he decides to go for. YYSM has 2,500. Bullvi, he still has the Ultimate Orb and he's got Bracer. What does that end up building into? Only the Drums of Endurance, so we'll have to see if that's what he goes for. Wadey is going to be continuing to scatter around with the Invisibility Orb. Jigglypuff going to be wrecking the Ancients here, and Phantom Lancer going to get stronger and stronger from this point. He may be going for Manta style next. He doesn't. He does have the Ultimate Orb, so that would make sense. I think he had the Blade of Alacrity on the chicken. As, yeah, there he goes, he finishes it off. Thrillhouse going to be pushing down at the bot. He has 5,200 gold, but he's going to continue the push, so we'll have to see what Steel Gaming can do here. The top lane going to Wade is going to be joined by Thrillhouse here. What are Steel Gaming going to do? They have to try and deal with that one. Flak Cannon going to go off, and Crestfallen will annihilate this wave. Smoke of Deceit for finished by a Bullvi, and it looks like Steel Gaming are just waiting to see what the Nature's Prophet goes. The Instant Desolator finished up by him, so his Treant's going to be doing more damage, and he will tear through the towers very quickly if he manages to have a Phantom Lancer with him, who's sitting at 650 gold. Now, Steel Gaming, they've popped the smoke. And will they be rushing past this creep wave? Looks like they will. Rolo Tony Brown could get caught out here. He will indeed. Nice split earth by Bloodlock, and that may be exactly what Steel Gaming needed to try and push into the tier 3. Did you wonder what death was like? Here it is, says YYSM on the Viper. As he just wanted to place the ward down. Going to pay for it with his life. The double damage rune going to spawn at the top part of the river. As the rack's now wide open for Steel Gaming to go in. They will pop that one as Scaramanga. He still has the Earth Splitter available. Wadey going to jump forward. Gets, doesn't actually pop the Dream Coil. Yes, he does. He does do. And Phase Shift going to go off. Earth Splitter not going to do very much at all. Tyrant X going to pick up the puck. Roshan spawns in 4 minutes. Jigglypuff going to be jumped on by both Tyrant X and the Bear. As Chain Frost going to go off. Will do a lot of damage to Jigglypuff by bouncing off his clone, and the Earth Spirit going to end up falling there. As the Rex will go down, the tier 3 up at the top will be falling very, very low as well. Shallow Grave goes off by Jigglypuff by Roly Tony. As Jigglypuff going to be falling lower and lower, he gets stunned up very quickly, and I think that was a split earth. He will try and double walk his way out, but Tyrant X has the Gem of True Sight and will get that one. So well done by Steel Gaming. Thrillhouse going to pick up a killing spree by taking down Tyrant X, but the mission was accomplished. 4 barracks going down in that push there. Only the bottom one still remaining, as YYSM going to be pushing that one out. Roche is about 3 minutes off respawning, but I don't think they need to worry about it at this point, as Crestfallen going to teleport up with his 4,100 gold, going to be clearing out the creep waves here. Not sure what he'll go for next, potentially a butterfly, as YYSM going to be teleported on by Thriddlehouse. Will he be able to get out? He has the Eagle Son. He gets finished, jumped on by the Ring of Trees, and Thriddlehouse going to be falling lower and lower. The illusions, will they take him down? No, they don't. Nice blocking by the Trance there to stop the illusions, picking that one up. 4 stuff going to be finished up by the Dazzle Roly Tony Brown Town. Yep, I managed to get that one. as Crestfallen. What does he have for himself? He's bought something. It must be on the chicken. We'll have to see what items are on the way. Apparently, Wolvi is getting some sentry wards. As we saw the Eagle song on YYSM, he'll definitely be going for the Butterfly to get some evasion from Nature's Prophet and the Phantom Lancer. Phantom Lancer has he's only got 500 gold at the moment. The Nature's Prophet Drill House, he has 2,000. He's picked himself up a plate mail, probably going into the Assault Cures. Still a ways off of that. He'll be looking to go over and buy the Hyperstone soon, although he doesn't really have much room for it. Bloodlock going to be taking down the Ancients here. He's got 2 Dusts of Appearance there. Still has his Perseverance. He's at 2,400. We'll have to see what he decides to get. As Tyrant X, he's got the Vladimir's offering a double Maelstrom on the bear there with a Perseverance as well. Tyrant X has himself the Vladimir's. As pings going off down at the bottom, I believe that's by Tyrant X. I think the Steel Gaming want to get the push on at the bottom. Of course, top and mid going to be pushing by themselves with the Super Creeps. Thrill House is up at the top. He's smashing these creeps at the moment. Looks like Crestfallen will be heading it over to try and stop that push. He himself has an Eagle Song as well. Roshan going to be spawning in a minute. Steel Gaming all over controlling that one. As Tyrant X may get jumped on here by the codename guys. The the drawings go out by Bloodlock to show their advance. The Nature's Prophet ult going to go out and do a little bit as Wadey going to be jumping in here. Bullvi falls lower and lower. He's silenced up. He can't get the Chain Frost off as Viper gets 1 kill. Jigglypuff picks himself up a double teleport. No, that's Shallow Grave on to Nature's Prophet, but he does fall to the poison. Jigglypuff going to end up falling to Tyrant X as Scarlet going to get the Echo Stump off with his Spirit. Crestfallen is in to clean up. He has the cooldown missile available and he throws it down on the Elder Titan. Nice block by Thrill House. He will pay for it with his life. Tyrant X picks himself up a double and only the Dazzle and the Elder Titan remain. He will get chased down here. The copies from the Manta Style going to be whacking away there. Roshan has just respawned. The Spirit goes off. The missile will get the stun down as Rocket Barrage goes off. The Edict goes out from Rolo Tony Brown down, but it will not be enough. He will fall very, very quickly. No, he's got the Shallow Grave on. Will he be able to stay alive? No, he doesn't. And that is an ace for Steel Gaming. GG gets called by Scaramanga. And the Steel Gaming guys will be heading up to the number 4 spot on the Cybergamer Dota 2 Open Ladder. As the surrender goes out, the Radiant Ancient will fall. And we finally have a winner here, ladies and gents. As we'll throw up the lower third screen, and the score being 8464 YYSM. Now we'll have to nominate an MVP for that one. It's going to be tricky, honestly, who to give it to. I'd say Crestfallen on the gyro. He did a great job all throughout the game. The cooldown missiles could have been placed a little bit better, but whatever gets the job done. The rest of his team did a fantastic job. Bloodlock and Bullvi especially controlled the runes early. YYSM smashed his lane and was a real presence in the later stages of the game. And Tyrant X did a lot of damage with himself and his bear, showing us some more strong Lone Druid action. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for tuning in. The VOD will be available up on facebook.com/Gamestar. Have a wonderful night, and we look forward to more from both of these teams. This is Coldblood, signing out.